Morning presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Time now for another one of our interviews brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And I'm joined in studio today by Indiana High School Superintendent Michael Vuckovich, and also joined by Mr. Rob Heinrich of the Indiana School District. Gentlemen, good morning. It's glad to have you both with us today.
Good morning. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, Josh.
How are things going? I'm assuming things are keeping busy this summer as we continue on. And by the way, we should let everybody know that we are on Facebook Live right now with this live interview, as the gentleman mug for the camera. But Mike, even though it's summer vacation, as Todd has said, there's still a lot going on. Plus, there's going to be a special public event for the school district community coming up later this week, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Tonight, around 5:30, we have some very special guests locally as well as from across the Commonwealth to come together and talk about the benefits of dual enrollment.
Mm-hmm. So dual enrollment, for those of you for people who aren't familiar with it, what is dual enrollment?
Dual enrollment is simply when students in high school taking high school classes are earning college credit simultaneously while they take their high school classes. So I take chemistry in high school. That same chemistry content is covered in my entry-level chemistry class at IUP or Mount Aloysius or WCCC, and I can earn credit in both simply by enrolling in the college class and our teachers earning the credentials to teach those courses at the college level.
Those who regularly follow the meetings of the school board will see these agreements coming up for dual enrollment. I think there are a couple on the agenda for tonight's meeting as well. I think IUP is one of them, right, Mike?
Yeah, the ones that you'll see tonight are dealing with pre-student teachers, student teaching assignments, and preclinical assignments. So it's just an extension of those cooperations because we want to be neighborly and provide those kids with that opportunity. But
okay.
What you'll see tonight, though, Josh, is we have the Deputy Secretary for Post-Secondary Education, Dr. Tanya Garcia, joining us tonight to talk about the benefits of dual enrollment. So we're quite excited to really, help make the community aware of the benefits of this program and how we're going to look to expand offerings in our district.
Now, right now, from what it sounded like from you, Mr. Heinrich, it sounded like that these dual enrollment classes can pertain to some of the more traditional academic aspects. You mentioned chemistry. I think I may have heard foreign language at one point as well. What are some of the other aspects that students can dual enroll in?
There's a wide array of classes that the students can dual run from college algebra, chemistry, physics, history classes, government classes. There's a wide array of basically those entry-level distribution to study courses you take as a freshman in college, a sophomore in college. Many of those classes cover the same exact content, and simply by dual enrolling the student and paying for the college tuition up front, the student can earn both the high school credit and that college credit.
I was about to ask if there was a cost associated with this. So you mentioned college credit. Is it usually like just a per credit fee then?
Sure. Each college is different with their fees, but yeah, we pay the student would pay a credit fee just like they would in college. Now, a lot of the other fees for a full enrolled college student are going to be waived because they're not attending classes at the university themselves. Not necessarily. That's also an option. But, it's usually just a per credit cost.
And you mentioned the benefit, I think, of the fact is that the student, once they take this course and this dual enrolled course, they can check it off their list and they can probably get to what they want to focus on in their major quicker.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. I think what's important for the listeners to understand is this is not only an academic investment in their child, it's also a financial investment in their child. Mm-hmm. Recently, an examination of early college high school by the American Institute for Research found that a cost-benefit ratio for early college programs, dual enrollment, was a 15-to-1 ratio. Their analysis showed that a public investment of about nearly $4,000 per student in covering the cost to offer the student tuition-free courses resulted in nearly $60,000 in benefits to both the student in the form of lifetime earnings, but also to the public through increased tax revenue. So again, Josh, there's an academic gain benefit here, and there's also a financial benefit that we really want to pay attention to and really bring to light here this evening.
All right. So what time will this start, and how can people join in?
Thanks, Josh, for asking. What we're going to do is we're going to start at 5:30 during our academic committee meeting, and that'll be the first thing we do. We'll spend probably a majority of the committee meeting having this panel discussion led by the Deputy Secretary and other distinguished guests, including Dr. Patty McCarthy from IUP, and as well as representatives from Westmoreland Community College.
All right, and people can join in. I'm assuming they can join in online through the Google Meets?
Absolutely. Just their traditional meeting methods for joining the meetings they can do through our website, or they can come to a meeting in person at 501 East Pike.
Robert, how important is it to have these guests talk about the dual enrollment process? I mean, I imagine it would clarify a lot of questions that people might have.
Oh, absolutely. These are some of the experts in the state, that are working with these kind of programs. If parents have questions, if they want to learn more, it's a great opportunity to just log in, listen, and learn. And then if there are any questions that you need followed up on, give us a call at the office, and we'd be happy to talk to any parent and answer any questions they may have.
So they'll be able to maybe post a question in the chat then, and maybe to these experts?
Absolutely. Google has the technology.
Excellent, excellent. We're talking with Mike Vuckovich and Rob Heinrich of the Indiana School District. We're talking about the upcoming special seminar tonight, we'll call it, concerning dual enrollment, and also a lot of events coming up. Obviously, tonight on the school board meeting, we talked about it during our newscast this morning that looks like the athletic director contract finally situated, getting underway and things like that. But what are some of the other preparations that are going on right now within Indiana School District as you're gearing up for the upcoming school year?
Yeah, I think there's two big things. One, finalizing our health and safety plan to see what that'll look like as we're awaiting information coming down from the Department of Health and Pennsylvania Department of Education. And also the second thing, Rob and his team are doing an incredible job developing the professional development schedule for this upcoming year. Josh, it's important that we invest in our people, provide them with training. So we're really trying to fine-tune that and make sure we're ready to go and start the year as we expect all of our kids to come back, and that's what we're hopeful for the 21-22 school year.
Let's talk about that professional development schedule a little bit, Rob. To me, being a student of Indiana School District, that usually meant that's what happened with teachers on the in-service days. But that is really an important aspect of the of teaching is the fact that they continue to learn and develop new techniques as well, right?
Absolutely. The best teachers are lifelong learners. They're people who continue to hone their craft and get better as they go along. As soon as you're sure you know everything, you don't know anything. So
yeah, that's the old expression. Yeah.
Right. So we want to develop training that is ongoing, that is specific to teachers' needs, just like we would customize education for students. We want to customize the education for teachers because each teacher is somewhere different along in their journey, and we're going to try to really hone in on what they need and make it something that's important, valuable, meaningful, and valid for them.
What are some of the popular topics that have been coming up as you've talked with teachers about this schedule?
Classroom routines, instructional routines is a big one, quality questioning, formative assessment, all kinds of different technical things within the teaching community. But basically, even mindset, something as simple as getting the positive mindset and creating a safe and nurturing classroom environment for kids to learn.
All right. While I have you in the chair, Mr. Vuckovich, I do want to talk with you about, of course, Eisenhower. The tragedy happened, but things are progressing with it in a positive way. And from what I understand, students are going to be back at the junior high this year. And how are things progressing otherwise? I guess the board is looking at ways to use the Eisenhower property, whether it is going to be a school again or whether it's just going to be a three elementary school. But they're looking at a lot of different options, it sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Thanks for asking and giving me the opportunity to clarify. This is one in which the board wants to go slow to go fast. We hired an outside agency, two individuals, including Rodney Green, to come in and help facilitate a discussion to help the board try to get to the point where they think they have the best decision at hand. And this is a slow process, and it should be, right? Because we want to give time for input. We want to give time for reflection, and that's exactly what we're doing. But this board, I have to give all the credit to. They're really committed to making sure that we take our time and that we're transparent in the process, and that's what matters the most, Josh.
And that public comment process is going to start pretty soon, right?
Absolutely. As you know, Josh, from coming to our meetings, the board welcomes public input, and at the regular committee meetings, we always have a great deal of input. We want to continue to do that because just because it's a difficult conversation doesn't mean it precludes us from having it. We just want to take our time, do it the right way, do it transparently, and go slow to go fast to make sure we make a decision and we advise the board accordingly to make a decision that they feel is reflective of their values, their vision, as well as the communities.
All right. So do we have a rough timetable in place then now that these experts have been hired, this consulting firm?
Yeah, thanks, Josh, for asking. I believe July 26th will be one of the first meetings coming up at our academic. We have a combined academic committee as well as buildings and grounds that evening, and that'll be the first night where we start some of the discussion, and you'll see it trickle over summer and into fall. So we're going to go slow in this one, and we're going to give time to really let things sink in and have reflection.
So later this month, on January 26th, you said?
July 26th.
July 26th. Why am I thinking January? But July 26th, it will be the first one, and then there will be further subsequent meetings down the road. And, of course, there will be opportunities, I would imagine, for people who can't make it to these meetings, whether virtually or in person, to submit their ideas as well.
Oh, absolutely. They can always email us, call us, reach out to us, or go watch the meetings. Guys, they're all recorded on our YouTube channel. So, yeah, there's multiple opportunities for public input. We're also going to work with the organization that is going to facilitate discussion to do different types of surveys for the families and for the community as well to all share input.
All right. Well, thanks for the update on that. And thank you both, gentlemen, for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning this morning to talk about everything Indiana School District. And I know that tonight's meeting will definitely be of some import to a lot of people watching out there who may be wondering about how things are going with the school district as we get ready for 21-22. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, that was Mike Vuckovich and Rob Heinrich joining us.